What is up? We are live. It is Wednesday. We got C-Dome with us. Chris, I'm so excited to do the show with you every week. We always have a great time. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. I didn't say this before the show, but I don't know if you remember this, but a few weeks back, your boy called the Rui Hachimura. I don't know what show it was on, but I told you, I said Rui Hachimura would be a nice fit for the Lakers, baby. So I'm ready for the playoff spread. You better be nervous, bro.
I don't know if you watched on what day was that? Was that Monday or Tuesday that was announced?
It was Monday. The trade broke. I got him with
Did
it.
you see life just drain out of my face as you told me?
I was like, and Rui Hachimura got traded to Spread's favorite team, and he's like, the Kings. I was like, nope, the Lakers, and you just seen his whole life drain right in front of him.
Oh my gosh, Chris. But at least I got to enjoy last night, right? And hey, that was emblematic of the new generation. Hey, it just put up 46 points in a losing effort. That's all that matters.
Did you see what Ty Lue said after the game?
Yeah, we'll just let him get loose.
And then we're stopping everyone else. He could score as much as he wants. We're going to win the game.
That's actually pretty smart because how are you going to stop him?
Yeah, you could lock down everyone else pretty easily.
Yeah, but you can't stop him no matter what. And they're like, we're not going to bother wasting Kawhi's energy trying to slow him down, right?
Yep, just let him do his thing. He's not scoring 120 points.
Chris, what did you think of that game last night? Obviously, I was loving it. I mean, big smile on my face the whole time.
Well, I mean, with no AD and, obviously there's still lack of there within the Lakers, starting five and then the depth. But I mean, a healthy PG and a healthy Kawhi is just way better than what the Lakers have anything remotely close right now. So at the end of the day, bro, PG looked actually really good last night too. Kawhi's been crushing it, like you said. He's once his health now is back, it's just this team's just a different dynamic. So we need Bodon. We need a little Bogdanovic over here in LA for the Lakers. Maybe a little Buddy Hield to add to Rui, and then maybe we can start celebrating a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean that's my main takeaway too, right? The stars can probably keep up, but once you go to 3 on that roster, the Clippers are so much better. And when those bench minutes, I mean, it was just ridiculous. So that was a lot of fun for me. Of course, we had some other
today. We could have some fun with this one. After he drops 46 last night, he's 178 points away from the record now.
Yeah,
they have this market where you can bet on which game he's going to break it in. He's not playing tonight. That's my guess. The Knicks are 75-1 for him to score all those points in the next.
That's the one I like.
So you think he's scoring 174 points in the next game?
It's the very next game is in Madison Square Garden. I made that bet before the season at 18-1.
Yeah, this is the way it goes. Is the Knicks are the first choice at 75-1 because they're the next game after tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Then 7-1 when they go to Indiana, and February 4th at the Pelicans is plus 120 versus OKC. The next game is plus 195. Then he gets Milwaukee plus 550, Golden State 19-1. I just want to bet Milwaukee and Golden State because I don't think he breaks it against a weaker team. Maybe he does it against New Orleans, but he is not doing it in OKC.
Yeah, that's an interesting. What do you think, Chris?
I don't even know why the New York one's even a bet. That's just theoretically it's impossible.
That's a sucker bet because everyone sees New York like Madison Square Garden. He's going to break it there. And
that would have been so sweet, though.
Yeah, but they realize he needs all those points that game.
No, that would have been iconic. But I think Tyler's right. He'll do it against a premier team. So I think Milwaukee or Golden State's probably the best bet. He might sit OKC, to be honest with you. Why would he even want to do it in OKC? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I think he would probably want to do it against Steph, right? Because they've been linked for a little while.
But the Kareem link with the Bucks, I think, is what's going to be all right, let me do it.
Oh, there's a good point there. That's a good
I think our guy JC was on that.
For the all-time leading scorer?
Yes. Yeah, he takes that record. I think he does it against the Bucks.
And bro, there's no way I'm gonna watch that game. That's gonna be absolutely disgusting, bro. It's gonna look like Pornhub.
If he comes in like 10 points out, they're just gonna let him go for the first quarter. He's just gonna rush it.
Are they gonna stop the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way I'm watching that. Chris, you can let me know how that one goes.
Did you see it's a college basketball thing, but that Baycott kid at UNC became like the all-time leading rebounder or whatever recently? And Hansborough had to walk out the midcourt, shake his hand, give him the ball. And you could just tell he wanted nothing to do with it. He's pissed off. He's like, this guy just broke my record.
During the game?
Yeah, could you see LeBron hitting that shot? They blow the whistle, and now Kareem's got to just limp out there and shake LeBron's hand.
That would be interesting too, because they've kind of gone back and forth over. Kareem's been critical of his social activism.
Yeah, our guy JC's in the chat. It's always been the Bucks.
He was all caps.
Yep, he went with the all caps. He's screaming at us.
Tyler, before we start today, if we're going to slander, can we slander Eric Spoelstra for killing us on that Heat bet?
Killing us on the Heat
bet. Bro, we
bet.
should have been undefeated yesterday.
You know what's worse than the Heat bet, though, spread? There was that little kid. They had the video of him on
Yes, I know.
4,000 miles to see Jimmy Butler play, and you had the little usher at the arena walk down and be like, hey, buddy, he's not playing tonight. And the life got sucked out of that kid more than when Rui Hachimura got traded to the Lakers a few days ago for you. I mean, that little kid looked devastated. I hope they took care of him.
And that was funny. I was going through, I don't even know who it was. It was on Coach's timeline. He unblocked some girl. So I went through the timeline to see like what she must have done to get blocked. And this girl loves the NBA, right? I mean, it's like every 5 minutes she's tweeting about the NBA, right? And she put in, why would you ever go to a live sporting event? And I kind of feel the same way, right? It's like at this point, right? They made going to these NBA games just like unbelievable. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Chris, what are your thoughts on going to live sporting events?
I mean, it depends. Like I go to a lot of Padres games every year. They're fun. So I can't.
Baseball's a little different.
The Padres is a fun setup too. I've been to those games.
Yeah.
Like, they have all the outside stuff around this. They still do that, Cedum, with all the outside stuff around the stadium.
Oh yeah. And then when I lived in Orlando, my buddy, one of my good friends, he's the mascot of the Magic. So we'd be able to go.
But the mascot of the Magic?
Yeah, very well. He's one of my good friends.
Bro, can we bring him on the show?
Yeah,
I'd love to find out what it's like to be a mascot.
Like, you know what's crazy is he'll know a lot of stuff that happens before the beat writers, before anything. It's freaking wild.
I'm sure he's right on the court. He can walk anywhere he wants. He can hear the timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to hear a day in the life of a mascot. I mean, that sounds like, like a ringer.
You gotta come in. You gotta come on in full uniform though.
No,
I don't know if he could do that.
No, I'd love to interview him though.
No, but I will say we were able to go to like any game we wanted to, and they have certain seats on the floor where like they hold 4 floor seats for like the mascot and then our other boy who like runs the floor. So we can go to whatever game like whenever we want, and we just sit there. And those are fun, bro. Like when you're sitting on the floor and you have alcohol and they have like the Mercedes-Benz lounge, like that's such a great time. I swear to God, any sporting event is fun when you have alcohol. But I will say the best sport to go to is by far is hockey. I think that's the best live sporting event that I've been to out of all the sports.
All right. JC, have you been a mascot? No way. You learn something new every day.
Was he the Clippers mascot?
Speaking of being on the floor, you can hear stuff like that one TikTok you sent me, right? I mean, it's like I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, but I can never deny how good he is.
Oh, when he was yelling at Desmond Bain, trying to talk shit to him, and he got all pissed off. He told all the guys to leave him alone. Then he went straight down the floor and dumped
and just crammed on everybody. Like, obviously, like, I root against him, but I'm like, I can't deny this guy's greatness. Like, that's so badass. He goes, "You're not even hooping. You're just shit talking. You're just shit talking. All right, see what happens. See what happens." He grabs the rebound and just goes down, dunks on everybody the very next play. All right, Monday's going to be an excellent show then, so make sure you guys tune in for that. What do we want to lament the Heat anymore? Or are we over that?
Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm so pissed about that, Chris. We thought we got a nice number with the Heat. They ended up winning by 3. What we like 4.5, Tyler? Oh
yeah,
my gosh!
And they barely covered the number that came back out after Butler was rolled out. It was -2.5.
Yeah. So that was a rough one. But we're gonna find one winner today. Still another winning night for the playbook, though, right, Tyler? It was a lighter night for us because we had so much injury news. We kind of played it safe, but we still went 2-1. Another profitable night. Let me pull this up. We are 53-35 on the month since the beginning of December. If you remember, run for your bets, and you've been tailing these RPB picks, 123-93. Of course, you want to become a member. Use that promo code SPREAD15. If you're a big fan of the parlays, use Tyler15. And Chris, what's your promo code if they want to give it out and they're just like, he's got the most money, he's the most jacked. but we're going to give them the promo code anyways. What's your promo code, Chris?
I don't have one, bro.
How do you not have one?
I don't know.
Who did you just put up behind you?
He's peeking around Cedom's head for you. He's looking for you, spread.
You have LeBron right behind you?
Oh, right. Man. I just figured out that you could do this, so I had to have.
Yeah, I've been switching them every day. Tyler was not happy that. What'd you call my guy Jokic?
I said, get that Serbian Teletubby off my
screen. He calls him a Serbian Teletubby. Unbelievable.
Damn. Yeah, no, I don't think I have a code yet, man. I don't know what happened. I guess I got lost in the sauce, when they were giving them out, but I don't know.
Actually, I think your code is spread 15. Spread 15 is your code.
There we go. So spread 15.
Thank you for that one, Tyler. While we're going ahead and promoing stuff, right? Those are the promo codes. Also, guys, hit that thumbs up button. We're here every day, Monday through Friday. I guess that's not every day, but every Monday through Friday. We're always giving you the winners and, of course, trying to provide entertainment. Sometimes this guy will get me worked up, but I'm trying not to do it today. I did some breathing this morning.
Mikey breathing. In the chat saying Cedom's promo code's Randone 15. He just looked it up.
Look at that, Mikey. So when Chris is on the show, he's helpful, but he just riles me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was helpful yesterday with Travis, too.
Yeah, he just loves the DFS guys, huh? All right.
Yeah, we had 3 bets guys on Monday. He was at you, spread. He was drilling you.
I know. I can't believe it. All right. Chris, any more overall NBA thoughts before we dive into tonight's games?
Nah. I will say, though, some of the chalk tonight is looking like a mirror image of last night. So it'll be interesting because these guys were on backs-to-backs. And, a lot of these guys are in good matchups again. So going to be curious to see what you guys think about the betting aspect. And then, obviously, we'll look at it from an early perspective from the DFS format.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait to do that. Let's dive right in. The Indiana Pacers are +6 in Orlando, taking on the Magic. Total 234, of course. Pacers. Wait, they ended up winning that game last night, huh, Tyler?
Yeah, they came back and won that game.
Yeah.
Bro, I turned it off. I didn't even see the comeback. Wasn't Chicago ahead by a ton?
Yeah, they got up to about 20. So
yeah, I was like, I'm done with this.
I had the game on too. They started to fatigue in the second half, and it was like, can Indiana come back? They were still down by double digits, and then blink, and then they took the lead, and there they went with the game. So
lead me through it here, right? Because it's kind of a similar injury report as last night. No Halliburton, Nembhard's questionable. Who was starring there for the Pacers in the middle of that comeback?
It was like a TJ McConnell game. Like they had it was just like a team effort.
A TJ McConnell game.
Here, I'll pull back up the box.
If you want to make the playoffs, you can't be letting other teams have TJ McConnell games.
Well, I think
that's fair to say.
I agree with that. Yeah, like looking at this stat line, McConnell had 20 and 10. Hield had 19, 5 and 4. Miles Turner had 26 and 7. And then off the bench, the rookie Mathurin had 26, 7 and 2. So those are your main contributors on the Indiana side.
Mathurin finally bouncing back, man. He's probably number 2 for Rookie of the Year right now. Would you agree with that, Tyler?
Yeah, but no one's touching guy at 1, so
yeah.
The guy at 1's already minus 1,000 for the award.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let me see. I didn't finish my numbers yet. I'll put those in real soon. Tyler, you break down the game, and then I should have those projections pumped in.
Yeah, being a back-to-back, I'm probably going to leave the side alone, maybe unless I play some Orlando, but that's a pretty big number to lay here. Probably going through some performance doubles. Centers have beat up on this Indiana team, and we've seen them sit Turner in spots like this before. So if they go small, Wendell Carter is going to smash his spot. Like a double-double for him, and the Magic wins plus 200. That's probably one of my favorite bets for this one. Wings have also killed this Indiana team. I think it's going to be Franz Wagner that has a big one. You could do him to grab 5 rebounds and they win. You could do him to have 3+ threes and they win. There's different ways you can get on this game. I just don't want to lay 6 with a Magic team. I'm not fully confident in unless they're playing the Boston Celtics because that's when they show up at the championship peak.
Dude, wouldn't that be wild if they ended up getting the 8 seed?
That'd be terrifying if I was a Boston fan. I'll tell you that.
That would be so fun for me. All right, Chris, I'm still throwing my numbers in here, but why don't you break this game down from a DFS perspective? And then, of course, if you do have a lean on the side, -6 seems a lot for this Orlando team, but let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, this is a game where I would probably take the +6. I do like Indiana just based on regardless of Halliburton or not. I do think they could still compete in this matchup, even though Orlando's a very talented team. Like they're going to be good from years to come. They got a lot of young great guys. Jonathan Isaac's now back. Once he gets back into the rotation fully, nothing but great things, I guess, looking up. And this is a different aspect from where we've seen Orlando from like 10 years ago. So it's nice to see it. You got the top two rookies, right? Mathurin and you got Banchero. And I got to tell you, if Banchero just wasn't so far ahead in this race, I would say Mathurin bet for Rookie of the Year would be a good bet. But like Tyler said, he's just way too much of a favorite now. But I am curious, what if Indiana did make the playoffs and Mathurin was like a big part of that? I mean, he is averaging 18 points a game. And I got to tell you, like he's legit. Like he is a scorer. And he does everything on both sides of the ball. But is there any way that he would have an opportunity to come close to getting that Rookie of the Year, or is just Paolo just have it locked up?
I mean, maybe, because last year you've seen Barnes sneak it out, and he made the playoffs over some of those other guys. Like Mobley,
but the numbers were so much closer last year.
They were, but I mean, it's close. I think the main thing you need is injury. You need Paolo to go down for like a month.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And that might not even be enough because you've seen LaMelo go down for a month, and he still won it over Edwards that year.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, it's just crazy. But going back to this game, there's some spots like Tyler said, Wendell Carter should smash in this matchup. Indiana's really struggled against bigs, especially over like the last 3 or 4 weeks. And then you have the guard play. I mean, both of these teams cannot defend the point guard position. So huge bump to McConnell here, huge bump to Fultz. McConnell's less than he was yesterday, which is only going to probably make him even more appealing for this matchup. He's projected for 40 points. When you run the optimizer, he's popping up like crazy. But I don't mind, playing, on the other side as well with Fultz at 5,900. So I like both of those plays. I think those plays are great for DFS. Obviously, we know McConnell's going to be chalk, but it's a good chalk, right? He's 6K, projected for 40 points. I mean, that's just way above expectations. And then also, too, if you want to go Miles Turner, I don't mind it. I think I'm starting the feeling that, do you think he's just putting up a lot of shots and trying to do whatever he can to probably get shipped out of there as far as like a trade opportunity? Because last night he was just chucking, man. And I don't know if that has to play a part in some form of, he wants out of Indiana, because they also are competing to be in the playoffs too. So do you guys have a take on that?
My take is that he's just a shooter. I don't necessarily think that he wants out of Indiana. I think that's just who he is. And with Halliburton out, it's not like he's passing up worse options, right?
I zoned out listening to Cito's first little breakdown, but judging by what I just heard, we're talking about Buddy Hield.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That dude's just a shooter.
No. I'm talking about Miles Turner.
Oh, Miles Turner?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Buddy. Excuse me.
Yeah, Miles Turner wants out. He 100% wants out. He's been supposed to be in these deals for the last couple months to get out of Indiana. And that's another reason why I think they maybe sit him here, because you've seen it last year. They wanted to deal him at the deadline, and he gets hurt for a month. They couldn't deal him at the deadline. They get stuck with him all offseason. They couldn't move him then. They're trying to move him again now. I think they might sit him here on a back-to-back as the trade deadline gets closer and closer.
Yeah.
If you want this guy
I
out
don't
of here,
know. I heard the owner likes him, and I heard that they kind of made up that stuff after he went on, what was it, the Woj podcast, and said he wanted to be traded.
I'm not sure.
I know he was ever a showcase. He said he was going to showcase himself for teams. So
yeah,
I think he should get out.
Yeah.
Why? Like, where else is he going to go that he's going to have a better opportunity?
Boston.
And be what, the 6th option?
I mean, he'd be a solid center spot. Robert Williams.
They already have 2 centers.
Robert Williams could barely play 30 minutes, and Al Horford's as old as you, spread. Sorry.
He's still effective.
Where he would is Golden State.
Well, that would be the best falling spot, but good luck getting that salary.
That's the best falling spot for every single player in the league. That's where LeBron's going to try and get to.
Did you see the trade machine from Warriors Twitter where they were trading Kuminga, Moody, and someone else for Şengün?
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would love that.
But just to close out this game real quick, Franz Wagner, very good DFS play tonight. They struggle also against shooting guards and kind of players on the wing. So he's going to play his 32, 35 minutes, going to get up some shots, and he projects out well. No one's going to really play him tonight, but I don't mind him, especially in this. I think this is a little pace up spot here. I think there's a lot of scoring here too. So give me the over. I believe it's 231. I think there will be a lack of defense tonight, especially with Indiana coming off a back-to-back. So give me the over here.
All right. Yeah. So I'm looking, my projections agree with you on both, Cedum. I had this at the original number of 4, but since the lines moved, it gives us an edge to the Pacers. And I also see a slight edge there. Tyler, any more from this game before we move on?
No, I think we touched on everything.
This one should be fun. The Brooklyn Nets are +5 in Philadelphia, taking on the Sixers with a total of 225. Kevin Durant has talked about coming back, but it will not be tonight. Joel Embiid was questionable, and doing a quick search on Sixers Twitter, he missed shoot-around today. You know more about this than I do, C-Dome, right? Because you're monitoring the player news more than we are. Missing shoot-around, does that mean Embiid's out?
No, I think you just have to wait to see, sometimes players don't make the shoot around, but they still end up suiting up and playing. But I mean, obviously, if he doesn't play, I think that gives a big boost here to quite a few guys. Not necessarily, from the bigs from Philly, but obviously, that's going to see Harden and Harris take a big usage increase. And outside of that, I mean, I think I would want to attack Claxton. I think Claxton is in line here to do some work. And if Embiid's out, it just makes this whole lot much more easier. So I would probably look at Claxton a little bit, even though he is a bit pricey. No one's going to this game tonight. Now, if Embiid's out, maybe that might change a little bit. But as of right now, from an optic perspective, no one is absolutely touching this game. So I guess the Embiid news would be the only factor that might rattle this up a little bit. But I think I want to stay away from this on both DFS and both the betting side.
Tyler, I know it's Philly, right? We're not rushing to get involved either. I mean, I guess your idea is you could make a idea if Embiid sits. Oh, okay, I can get this +5 now. If he sits, I'm going to be loving it. I don't even know if it's going to be good, even if he sits. Don't you think even if he sits, they match up pretty well, matching the Nets like with a small ball lineup?
Yeah, if he's out, they match him very well, I think. But if he's in, I mean, I think they just kind of walk to a win. That 5.5 is probably a gift. Like, he could pretty much beat up Claxton down low. I know Claxton's looked a little better. He gets
he beats up everybody down low. That's the only thing I don't like when we do these ones.
Foul trouble, so they really don't have another backup big. Simmons is.
They run Simmons at the 5.
Yeah, good luck with that in this match.
Don't you think that would be fun?
No, they're not going to let that happen.
They would fight.
They're not going to let that happen. It's going to be one of them things like if Claxton gets 4 fouls there, he got to go to the bench. They're going to look down the bench. And they're going to find somebody. They're not going to let that matchup happen.
I would love.
They're going to go at him every time. If he's on Embiid's back as he's in the post, they're going to give him the ball right now.
I'd want to see that just because I'm pissed at Ben Simmons for making me look stupid for touting him as like a good player for all those years before he just turned out to be. It's not like he's a bad player.
He's good at everything but scoring, and that's the main thing you got to do.
He's just overpaid.
Yeah,
and he hasn't reached his potential.
Getting $6 million a year, would anyone bat an eye?
No, that's what I'm saying. Even 15, he'd be fine.
Yeah, so I like Philly here as long as Embiid's in. Shooting guards kill Brooklyn too. Give me all of Maxi's props in this spot. I think they kind of key in on Harden. If Simmons isn't forced to guard a big, he's going to probably chase around Harden and try and slow that down. Mm-hmm. And Maxi's just going to eat up on guys like Joe Harris and these guys. So love his props, love his threes. I'm on Philly as long as Embiid's in.
Do we have a Simmons revenge narrative here?
Sauce Boss thinks so. I think so too.
What's he going to do? Rack up like 14 rebounds and 15 assists? Like, he's not shooting the ball.
Nah. I mean, he only shot 7 shots last time against them in Brooklyn earlier this year. I mean, he put up almost 50 DK points. So, I don't know. Interesting. But I get it.
He seems like the guy that doesn't even care.
Do you see he demanded his $500,000 engagement ring back from his ex?
Which one? Is she a Kardashian?
No, it was I can't remember the chick's name. I seen it on Twitter. He like threatened legal action if she didn't give it back.
You never dated a Kardashian, have you, Chris?
Nah, man. That I'm not. I was never even near that caliber.
I figured you are because you're still at the top of the leaderboard, and we know what happens to If you date those Kardashians, we know what happens to your results and whatever your profession is.
He's trying to knock you off the top of the leaderboard, C-Dub. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep sending Kylie Jenner over to your neighborhood.
I don't even know what leaderboard he's talking about.
The DK leaderboard. Cash and showdowns left and right.
Nah. I mean, I've only had like two good DFS days like in the last like 3 weeks. So your boy's on a little bit of a slump, but I think it happens. Your boy's just getting ready for baseball. But I will say I've gone into a groove with NBA. I think I finally have adjusted a little bit and figured out kind of the process now compared to recent years. A lot has changed, but I will say I know a big ship's going to come soon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, Tyler and I hope to help you be a part of that. Hopefully it'll happen on a Wednesday. And even if we have nothing to do with it, we're still going to take credit, So hopefully that comes tonight for us, C-Dub. The Atlanta Hawks are -1.5 in Oklahoma City, taking on the Thunder. Of course, let me go ahead and pull up this injury report because that's what we have to do. Hey, Tyler, this is pretty clean. DeAndre Hunter, questionable. Onyeka Okongwu, questionable. James Robinson Earl is out. Pretty clean for both these teams. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, probably going to lean with the OKC side. They're at home. Atlanta's just been a weird team, and OKC's just been putting up a ton of numbers recently. My one worry, though, is like they have no bigs. Capella and these guys could just eat them up inside, and they don't defend guards whatsoever, and Atlanta's got two really good ones. I think DeJounte Murray has a big game. Love his PRA to the over there. I'm not going to play any Trae Young props because whenever I do, he decides he's not going to score, so going to stay away from him. Yeah, just a small lean to the OKC side plus the 1.5.
All right. Chris, what do you think of this one?
Oh, man. As far as a betting perspective, Atlanta looks good now. Fully healthy, much different team than maybe when we were talking about them 2 or 3 weeks ago. Obviously, OKC has played fairly decent this year as well. I mean, SGA is just an animal, but I think Josh Giddey's, right there as well as far as just playing great basketball. But I will say, though, a fully healthy Atlanta team, I do like Atlanta here, even though on the road. So give me Atlanta as far as like a betting perspective. But when we dive into like the DFS from like an early look on, ownership's going here, believe it or not. A lot of people like Clint Capella tonight. He's got a really good projection, though, on a point per dollar basis. He's only 5,700 on DK. I will say the only thing difficult about a center tonight is that there's quite a few guys in much better spots than Clint Capella. So Kessler, Nurkic, Jokic. I mean, these are guys we're going to get into in other games, but I'm just trying to figure out what that's going to look like here in a little bit as the roster continues to kind of formulate through the news and stuff. But you're right about Trae Young. I think I would rather much go Murray, especially if you're looking for like a prop. Murray's just been playing absolute great basketball, and his price still hasn't adjusted, even though I think it's pretty fair. But I will say, though, he's dual eligible. I don't mind him at all. The minutes are there. His shot looks better. He's starting to be more efficient with his scoring. And if that's the case, I mean, I don't think he'll get back to his Spurs form yet because of how the dynamic is here with Trae Young on the floor with him. But I will say, though, like when Trae Young's not on the floor, you definitely see kind of that San Antonio-esque Dejounte Murray. SGA, under 10K again. I don't mind it. He's projected for 50 fantasy points tonight. And I think John Collins, you want to attack the big men here tonight. It's looking like when it comes to Atlanta. But I will say, if I had to choose between the two, I'd much rather have John Collins over Capella here because OKC has really struggled against, power forward, small forward positions. So, John Collins can spread the floor here, especially he can shoot threes. So I don't mind it whatsoever. And, he, sub 10% ownership, I think it's a good spot.
Who do you guys think Dort guards?
I think he's on Trae Young.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I could probably see that. It's probably best for him to be on Trae Young. And if that's the case, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens.
How do you feel about a John Collins double plus 210?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like, what was the line on that? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though with John Collins, he hasn't had 10 rebounds in I think like over 10 games, believe it or not. If there was a spot where he could get that double, it's probably here. Also, too, is Okongwu healthy? Is he playing?
Questionable with a hamstring injury.
Okay, let's just say he doesn't play. I think that makes that double a little bit more enticing. But I will say, though, it's kind of risky because John Collins just hasn't gotten over 10 rebounds in like 10 plus games. So that's that would be my only concern.
Gotcha.
All right. What if you just went the John Collins player prop? Do you think that'd be a better way to approach it? I mean, the point prop.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it, right? So if he takes double-digit shots, he's more likely to get there. But what's his player prop? It's got to be like 10 to 12 points, right?
14.5.
14.5. Yeah, that's interesting, but it's a good matchup for him, so it's hard for me to say.
Yeah, his props are 14.5 and 8.5. I mean, for me personally, at that point, I'm probably just betting a half unit on the double-double and praying that they go kind of small and he gets a ton of center minutes.
Yeah, I don't mind that. And if Okongwu doesn't play, I think it makes it even more enticing. But Collins' minutes are there again. Earlier in the year, there was like a period of time where it was only like 17, 20, like 22. Like it was like a weird stretch of minutes. But now he's back into like his mid-30s. So if he's on the floor and, OKC does struggle against power forwards, I think he has to get there in some capacity tonight. Foul trouble, I feel like, is the only thing holding him back.
All right. If you cash that John Collins double-double with Tyler, use that promo code Tyler15. Become a member. RunPureSports.com. We're here every Monday through Friday. Give us that thumbs up. Help make this chat even stronger. We appreciate it. Tyler, I can't believe this number. It's your favorite player, Nikola Jokic, heading to Milwaukee. The last 4 MVPs given to these two men. When he takes on Giannis Antetokounmpo, I can barely pronounce his name still, and I've been doing this for 5 years. -8 for the Bucks, total of 231. I don't have much on this game except this number's way too high. I don't care that Michael Porter's missing. I'm not worried about Bones Highland. Don't you think this number's way too high, or am I missing something, Tyler? I know Chris Middleton's back, so don't. I'm factoring this in.
You can ignore that the main guy you talked about is also on there with questionable for rest.
Is that why the number's there? He's not going to sit.
He was supposed to sit last night and he didn't. He's going to sit.
I can't make the bet.
This number was 6.5 when I started writing this game up last night. Spread now it's 8.5. He ain't playing.
I might have to just switch my background then. Unbelievable.
That's my guess is he doesn't play tonight. I mean, I don't want to use too much of the Milwaukee-Detroit game because
Isn't this the ESPN game?
They always beat up on
No, it's the Nets Sixers, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they always beat up on the Pistons, so don't want to take much out of that. But, I mean, just looking at this matchup, like, Giannis is just going to absolutely feast if there's no Jokic out there. Even if he's out there, he should still get his. The backup bigs for Denver aren't going to be able to stop these guys like Lopez, so I'm going to be on the Bucks here as long as Jokic is out. If he's in and they keep that number right around where it's at, I'll take the +8.5.
Wow. I can't believe he's going to sit this game. Man, I was so looking forward to this tonight. All right, Chris, talk to us about the game, but more importantly, if Tyler's right and Jokic is out, I mean, Denver value all over the place.
I mean, is that for real?
Well, he's questionable, and Tyler's saying that he thinks due to the line movement is telling him
it opened 6.5 last night, Cedum. It's out to 8 now. That kind of tells me he ain't playing.
Yeah, I mean, damn. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that opens up some value, but as far as like a betting thing, I don't know, man. I don't see anything about him questionable right now, so I feel like I'm tripping.
He's on Basketball Monsters questionable.
Damn. So he's not on like DK, RotoWire, like anything else. He's not questionable, so it's just weird.
Okay.
Yeah, no. But I will say, like, if he doesn't, yeah, I think obviously Milwaukee here. I mean, I wouldn't bet it, but I think Milwaukee does win this game without Jokic. And other than that, though, even with Jokic here, I mean, at an early look, no one wanted to really touch this game. Interestingly enough. But, yeah, Jokic and Giannis just don't grade out well in this matchup either, like on a projection basis. So if Jokic doesn't play, what are you going to go, DeAndre Jordan? Or are you going to go like...
No, you're going like Jamal Murray, Bruce Brown, right? I mean...
Yeah, but I mean like Drew Holiday and his defense against Murray, like that's just difficult for me. So if I look at it like across the board, Jokic probably had the best opportunity and position to really kind of smash here, because we've seen Milwaukee struggle against bigs, but I don't know, man, like from a defensive perspective, I think Drew Holiday, it limits kind of Jamal Murray's ceiling here. And I think it's just a game that I would probably stay away from, to be honest with you.
All right. I love it. This chat is all about basketball, and my guy Adam G's just dropping weed strain names in the chat at random.
What happened?
You know, they're talking to Capella double-double. Jokic isn't playing, right? Boys are at it again. And then Adam G's just like alien OG. Like he must be on getting a nice, good little buzz going this morning. So that's disappointing, Tyler. I was going to make the Nuggets my best bet.
Yeah, looking at some of these performance doubles too, like Lopez to hit 3 threes and Milwaukee wins 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis to have 30 points and they win plus 122, to have 32 points and they win plus 155. Drew Holiday to 22 plus and win plus 160. I mean, I love all of these. I think if the moment Jokic is rolled out, I think Lopez absolutely smashes.
Is there a chance I just bet the +8 right now and just hope that he plays?
I mean, you can hope. I just don't think
I would do it spread.
I don't think he's going to sit. Like, he's been one of the most durable players in the league, right?
Yeah, but we talked about it yesterday with Mangone. I asked the question. The first thing I said when we got to the Denver game, I said, "Is he actually hurt?" And both teams told me yes.
Yeah, I mean, he has hurt his hamstring. It's not just
so he's going to play a back-to-back on a bum hamstring?
I mean, he's like Serbian. Like, he's not an AAU American player.
He ain't playing tonight, spread.
All right. If you think he's not playing tonight, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you think he is playing tonight, hit the thumbs up button. The Minnesota Timberwolves are +2.5 in New Orleans, taking on the Pelicans. Total 229. Man, we victory lapped that Pelicans too hard, Tyler, because since losing both those players, what did they lost? Like 8 of their last 11 games?
They get one of the main guys back tonight, spread.
Probable.
He's playing. They said he's playing.
I love how you just know these injury reports just so well. Unbelievable.
They tweeted it out. They said he's returning tonight.
Okay. Well, I see him probable on Basketball Monster, but Brandon Ingram's back. How do you think that affects the Pelicans tonight?
I mean, I think it gives him a really big boost in scoring, especially on offense. He can kind of help on the defensive end, too. He's not the best defender, but he's long, he's lanky. He can just get in front of some of these guys like Ant Edwards and just get hands up. So it's going to help him there. It's going to ease some of CJ McCollum's usage rate on the offense. So love that. The thing we got to keep an eye on here, though, spread, is that Rudy Gobert tag, because he got rolled in the other day and he screwed us once he got rolled in. So if he's rolled in here, I'm on the Pelicans. If he's rolled out, I'm probably just staying away from this game and betting props. And it's probably the CJ props and the Ingram props. So other than that, got to wait on the Rudy Gobert news.
We really have to wait on the Gobert news. We can't just take the Pels.
I mean, if he's rolled out, then they have a chance. If he's rolled in, then we're golden.
I still think we got a pretty good chance either way. What are your thoughts on this game, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, Rudy Gobert is getting attention. Maybe a little bit of D-Russ as well, but I don't know, man. I don't like this game. Like, just from all avenues. Probably going to just stay away from it. If there's anyone, and I have the salary, I'd probably look at Edwards a little bit. Dual eligible, but he just has so much upside, so not much ownership, and that's typically sometimes like do with studs, but outside of that, man, like I'm really not trying to go to Giannis Valanciunas. He's way too expensive. There's a lot of other centers in great matchups. His minutes are sporadic. You don't know what you're going to get. Ingram's coming back tonight. We got to see how that rotation looks like. We got to see how many minutes he gets. He's also too expensive given the fact that this is his first game back. So it's just an easy no-go for me. We got to see kind of what this looks like now as these guys start getting healthy and the rotation changes drastically.
All right. Yeah, and let's see. This will be interesting. I guess we don't need to force a bet here, but to me, it's Pelicans or pass. The Washington Wizards are -2.5 in Houston, taking on the Rockets. The Rockets, right? They're the ones that ruined that Timberwolves bet the other night. Your guy Jalen Green scored 42. When I'm watching him without KPJ, it just reinforces my belief that you can't develop like 8 players at the same time. And that's the fatal flaw in what OKC and Houston is doing, acquiring all these draft picks. At a certain point, you have to choose the guys, let them run with it, and put some veterans around them. I think Jalen Green looks so much better without KPJ in the lineup. I'd be looking to move on with them and just turn this team over to Jalen and, of course, my guy Şengün. So, of course, KPJ's still out tonight, right, Tyler?
Yeah, he's still out. He's out. Jabari Smith's questionable. Kristaps is out on the other side.
All right. So, like I said, I think this team's better, actually, without KPJ in the lineup. I think they have a more cohesive offense. Things are working more through Jalen Green. It's less of that my turn, your turn, and one style basketball, right? It looked like a pickup game at certain points. Still, this is a tough team to back. The Wizards do have Beal. We know how much better they are with him in the lineup. Much to my chagrin, because I was saying that he doesn't matter, and it turns out that he does. What do you think of this one, Tyler?
I can't trust the Rockets to win 2 games in a row spread. I'm going to go against them again. Give me Washington. I think Kuzma just absolutely feasts in this spot. His double-double and win is plus 265. His 4+ threes and win is plus 285. I'll be on both of those. I just think he's in a spot where they're not going to have anybody to guard him. He's just going to be up and down the floor, do whatever he wants. Even though it's a back-to-back, they did play that Dallas game very close. I believe they won last night, didn't they, spread? Did they etch that game out?
Against Washington and Dallas?
Yeah, I believe they won that game at the free throw line last night.
I'll have to look that up. I didn't watch that one either.
Yeah, I believe they won that late at the free throw line, so they're coming off a win also. I'm going to trust Washington here, even though it's a back-to-back. Houston's not playing much defense. They kind of had Austin Rivers barking at these young guys from the Rockets in a podcast before that game, so it gave them a little extra motivation. I don't see them putting it together 2 games. Give me the Wizards.
All right, and you are right, 127 to 126. Man, Dallas, that's a disappointing loss to lose at home to Washington. Chris, what are your thoughts on this game?
Man, first off, Jalen Green, he absolutely talented. I think you're right. He just flourishes more without KPJ. But I mean, maybe they can work on that and fix that. He's in a great spot tonight. Washington cannot guard guards. And I'll tell you what, his price is down from last game too. He put up 60 DK points, 7,500, and not getting much ownership right now. Kind of surprised. If it stays like that, I'm probably gonna be way overexposed to Jalen Green. I think this is a smash spot for him. And then looking at other pieces, Sengun is starting to get a little bit too expensive for my liking, even though I do think he smashed his Gafford here tonight. But Kuzma got a little bit, off to a late start last night. Really didn't start doing much until like the 4th quarter, believe it or not. Somehow still managed to salvage 40 fantasy points. But this is a spot where he should shine tonight. He's 8,800, dual eligible, 20% projected ownership currently. Trying to figure it out. But I will say a guy that I think it's hard to really say what he's capable of doing outside of just scoring is Bradley Beal. Houston can't guard shooting guards, anyone on the wing, these types of shooters. If Beal's going to take 20+ shots tonight, sign me up. But I need the assist, man. Like the assist is where, the combination of both really make him viable. So I'm hoping ownership goes down on him, and maybe I'll take a stab at 7,200. But I do like the guards here on both teams. It just makes sense for this matchup. I think we see a lot of scoring here. And then once again, everyone's going to go Denny. Don't know if he's going to start no matter what. Kispert's going to get ownership too. Both of these guys are getting the most ownership out of this game. So, play at your own risk. But it's hard to say no to these guys if they, put up 30 and 35 DK points respectively. It's just you're going to have to try to figure out how to fit them in your lineups.
All right, this should definitely be a fun one from a DFS perspective. The total is 232.5, so that used to be an high total, and not anymore. Now it's about a mid-range.
You gotta like the over there, right?
Let me see what I projected it at.
Yeah.
Let me scroll.
I mean, Washington on a back-to-back. They're not going to play much defense. Houston doesn't play defense. If shots are falling, these teams are going to put up 240+.
Yeah.
Did we not put this one on the play? Oh, here it is. I have it at 228. I actually have it under.
I might be going against the projections there, spread.
I might have to redo those. That doesn't seem right. Maybe I punched something in wrong. We'll visit that afterwards when we're finalizing the playbook. Of course, if you want access to that playbook, head on over to runpuresports.com. Become a member. Use the promo code from your favorite guy on the screen, either Spread15, Tyler15, or the just found out Randone 15. If you're a big fan of all the great stuff that Chris has been doing. The Memphis Grizzlies are plus 3.5 in Golden State taking on the Warriors. Here's a total we'd love to see, Tyler, 245.5. I'm not even looking at the projections, Tyler. Give me the Warriors.
Yeah,
this Warriors team.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, when they want to, they can still be a good ass team. They just don't feel like it night in and night out. I mean,
has anyone else noticed that ever since Memphis said they're not worried about any of these top teams in the West, every time they play Phoenix, Golden State, or Denver, they just get absolutely housed?
And Golden State's hated them ever since that Dylan Brooks foul on GP2 last year.
They're coming off that blown lead against Brooklyn. They are coming out making a statement tonight.
Yeah, and remember when someone tweeted something and Clay was talking about it, something about dynasty and like I've never seen, like, Clay does not get mad, right? Like Clay's living that C-Dome life, just like, beautiful women all around him. The guy's just so chill. So if you could piss off Clay, you did something wrong. So I'm all over the Warriors here. I'm not even looking at my projections. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, they gotta stop talking, man. This team's just turning into a freaking clout chasing, talking too much and just not playing basketball. And that's what it's doing. It's firing up all these teams. Like, they're becoming the villains, and people just want to like really just smash them. John Morant's under 10K tonight. I will say, Golden State plays great at home, but this is a good spot for him. I'd much rather roster him tonight than Steph. Desmond Bane is probably someone you should really kind of dive into and look into. Golden State really struggles against guards that can shoot. I think Bane takes a lot of shots here tonight. I don't mind that one bit. But believe it or not, the guy that's getting the most love here tonight is because of the Steven Adams injury and him being out is Xavier Tillman. So this guy is super athletic. He could definitely crash the boards. He's going to play 30-plus minutes potentially at 3,200. It's hard to say no to that just because of how much time he'll have on the floor. So I'm wondering how that looks like as far as, the other bigs like Looney. And then also, too, if Golden State goes small, does that take Tillman off the floor? And what does that rotation look like for Memphis? So just some things to kind of take into consideration in regards to that. And then if you want to look at Draymond Green, don't mind it. Wiggins is cheap. He's still trying to get his feet under him with the comeback. And then outside of that, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I think Golden State kind of routes him here. In Golden State, they don't like to lose at home. They play great there. Give me Golden State.
Not to mention Memphis is much better at home too, right? They're kind of one of those home road split warriors as well. Tyler, what do you think about this decision to take Kevon Looney out of the starting lineup? I actually think it's a mistake. And I know, I shouldn't criticize a coach that's got all those rings, that played next to Jordan and coached under Popovich, right? But we can talk about these things. I'm actually surprised that he did it. What do you think about Poole being in the starting lineup, Tyler?
I kind of like it. It kind of gives them more of the offensive punch right off the bat. You've seen them do it when they won that first championship in 2015. It was like, all right, let's get the big guy off the floor. Draymond, you're now the center. We're going to run.
But they'd always ran Bogut for 6 minutes in each half.
Are they even running Looney at all, or is he just completely benched?
No, he's running. He's just coming off the bench. He's
I don't see a problem with that. You're basically just moving those 6 minutes somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Okay. Cool. All right. We've all liked the Warriors. This should be a fun game. Total 245.5. And that's our second ESPN game, right?
Yeah. And just to think about, like, if hypothetically this team rolls out onto the floor one game and all the shooters are hot, they're going to blow you out in the first. They're going to blow you out in the first rotation. How are you covering all those guys that can shoot threes? They might put up a 20-point lead in 7 minutes, and now it's like, all right, Looney.
In the new NBA, though, 20-point lead ain't shit.
They could just be like, all right, Looney, go play your 6 minutes, and then we'll get that lineup back on the floor. So that's my thing about that.
Okay, cool. And hey, if you're on the side of Steve Kerr against me when it comes to basketball, it's probably the right side. Utah Jazz are plus 3.5 in Portland, taking on the Trailblazers. Totals 3.5. Tyler, I was surprised, and my projections came out the same way, to like Portland. Why? This team's been absolutely terrible as of late. They blew that lead to the Lakers. I think they've lost 12 of their last 15 games. They're in 12th or 13th place in the Western Conference. Utah's won 5 of their last 7 games. They're back up to 7th place in the West. And when Mike Conley's on the floor, this is a really good basketball team. My projections like the Blazers, and I don't even understand it. Can you help me understand, or are we just going against the projections once again?
Yeah, I think we're going against the projections again. I'm going to be on the Jazz here. I think Markkanen has another big game. I think he just absolutely torches. But looking at this game, this is one of my favorite games for this. You look at the total, it's 240. Mm-hmm. We know there's about 4 or 5 guys on this floor tonight that are chucking 5+ threes attempts, maybe more than that. Markkanen, Simons, Beasley, Lillard, Clarkson. Why don't we just parlay all their threes over? We got a high total. These guys are going to chuck. a lot of them have been hot. Markkanen's been hitting 4+ threes. Simon seems to have found a shot in the recent games. Lillard's been on fire. We could easily build a 20 to 1, 30 to 1 parlay just on threes in this game. And we know the volume's going to be there from these guys. So definitely want to do that. And I'll drop that in the Discord. Going to play Markkanen and Simons on their own. They're both plus money at 3.5. And then as for the side, I'll be on the Jazz.
All right. And if you're not a member and you want access to the Discord, when Tyler cooks up that parlay, use that promo code Tyler15. Become a member today. RunPureSports.com. Chris, your thoughts here? Tyler thinks there's going to be a lot of scoring. That bodes well for DFS.
Oh, yeah. And your projections are wrong. Portland is popping like crazy. But the odd thing is there's no one over 10% projected ownership here. So let's talk about Anthony Simons first. Tyler's right. He's found his shot as of late, becoming more of an efficient scorer. I do like him tonight. Utah struggles mightily against shooting guards. If he's going to take 15 plus shots, 6,300 in a game that should have a lot of scoring, I don't mind it whatsoever. And then you got to look at the big men, right? Kessler and Nurkic, both of these teams cannot guard bigs whatsoever. Kessler's kind of had this bigger role as of late. He's 6K, don't mind it, but I think Nurkic here should smash. So give me Nurkic from a DFS perspective, and then you got to focus on other guys. Jeremy Grant, Lillard, don't mind them whatsoever. All these guys are popping, like I said. They show up in the optimizer in different lineups, but Simons, Kessler, and Nurkic are probably going to be a priority. But then Lauri Markkanen, right? Another situation where Portland really struggles against like stretch fours. I think he'll be able to get off easy shots, not getting ownership whatsoever. This could be a really sneaky play. I know no one wants to pay the price tag of 9,100. It's relatively scary. But I will say though, if he's hitting his shot and he's hitting those threes tonight and this game's kind of up and down, I don't mind it whatsoever. So just keep a lookout for all these guys because they can definitely be some pieces to the late night hammer.
And you got to give Markkanen credit, right? He spent the money. He bought the C-Dome workout plan. The guy's looking jacked right now. I mean, I love to see it out there. Markkanen, man.
Yeah,
Markkanen, he put on so much muscle. I love when they say they put on 15 pounds of muscle, right? You know how hard that is to do without help. I mean, and I'm not begrudging anyone for getting help, but when these guys do stuff like that, you got to ask questions.
Dude, he's good, man.
Clyde, you got to change your name. I think you're on the right side here. I would take the alt line as well. Tyler, wouldn't you think? If you like the Jazz,
you get a better price, and minus 3 on the
you're
money
going to sell
line.
6 points. You're going to get a great price right there. All right. Let me go ahead. Let's switch this background. Tyler, you know what's coming on the screen, right? The beam. The Sacramento Kings are now -3. Hosting the Toronto Raptors, totals 238. Raptors haven't been very good this year. They're 21-27. A lot of their players are on the trading block. Maybe this little Project 6-9 not getting done. Be interesting to see what they do. One thing I'll say about the Raptors is they are a smart franchise. When they know something's not working, they're not just going to middle around with it for a while. They're going to make moves to try and be at the top. Unfortunately for my Kings, I think this is a terrible matchup. I think this is a terrible matchup. Yeah.
And they've had your number recently. I mean, they're 9-2 straight up in their last 11 against Sacramento.
Yeah.
They're 5-0 in their last 5 trips to Sacramento. So give me that +3. Give me the money line on the Raptors. They've been playing. You said they've been bad this year, but they've been playing well since they've had all their guys back. Mm-hmm. OG Anunoby's the only guy you got to worry about on this injury report with a questionable tag.
You're not worried about Delano Banton?
Nope. Not worried about Met. Not worried about Metu either. So I'm looking at props for this one. Fred VanVleet's been on fire. Love his props. The over 3.5 on his threes, his points. Point guards have also torched Sacramento. And then bigs have also done very good against Sacramento. Siakam's in a perfect spot to have himself one of them games where he posts like 30 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. So I'll be on his PRA. I'll be on the Raptors money line and some of these performance doubles at this huge price. So definitely like the Raptors in this spot.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right here. Chris, any hope for my Kings tonight, or are you with Tyler? I think this is just a bad matchup for us with all those wings. I think we're going to be struggling.
I like Sacramento.
All right, cool. Let's hear it. I love
this. That's like a weird face turn spread. Like he's been against them for so long. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to flip the script and I'm coming back on the other side.
I love it.
Yeah, no, I think the difficult area for Toronto is Barnes and Murray. And I feel like if Murray can play like he has been and his shot is there, I think it just makes it a little bit difficult for Toronto tonight, to be honest with you, when you add kind of the pick and roll with Fox and Sabonis. From a DFS perspective, I'm not really focusing on anyone outside of maybe Barnes and Murray just because of how much they do struggle. But I will say, like, I would probably prefer Sacramento here, believe it or not, in this matchup. So, but from a DFS perspective, there's really no one popping. No one really kind of is enticing or showing up on the optimizer. If things change, things change. But definitely kind of just give Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray just a little bit more of a look before tonight.
Yeah, Keegan Murray's been excellent. Average shooting over 5 threes per game, averaging over 40%. He'd be the first rookie to do that in NBA history. A couple other facts about this game. The Raptors have a couple days off, right? Because their last game was on Sunday. Tyler, right? They defeated your Knicks. Can they beat our favorite teams two times in a row? It's a long trip, but it's mitigated by the fact that they had all that time off. And then what was our most recent game? The Kings' most recent game was Monday night, where we defeated the Grizzlies 133-100. So that was a lot of fun there. But you guys are split. I hope Chris is right, but we will see. The San Antonio Spurs are +7 in Los Angeles, taking on the Lakers. Tyler, LeBron James is questionable like he is every night, but you don't think he's going to play. How do you see this game playing out?
I think he sits. I know AD's in and Hachimura's in, but they already said AD's not playing more than 20 minutes in this spot.
Wait, AD's back tonight?
AD is back tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's on a minute restriction. It's going to be the Westbrook show. I'm going to go with the assumption that LeBron sits this spot right here. Give me the Spurs money line right now before that news comes out and this number drops to like +3.
Even with LeBron out, I don't think they can win.
I think they can.
They're terrible.
But if AD's limited to 20 minutes, it's going to be Westbrook and a bunch of bums running around. They could easily fall into a win rate there. This team isn't losing every game for the rest of the year. Popovich hates the Lakers. This is the spot where they pull a win. I think they get it right here. Give me the Spurs money line.
All right. Tyler thinks LeBron is sitting, and he took the Spurs money line. Talk about the hitting you in the back with the chair, right? And we're getting some WWE actually going on in the NBA running down today. What do you think, Chris? Talk to us about the Lakers. Do you think that LeBron's going to sit? And how do you see this game going tonight?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I wish if they won last night, he might sit tonight. But with AD back, I could see them maybe like just trying to get the rotation back against like not the best of teams, and really kind of just forming that synergy again. Also, what does that look like with Rui now in the mix and the rotation? It's difficult to say, but I still think the Lakers can win this matchup, man. I really do. I will say though, a lot of exposure going to the Spurs side. Podol, Zach Collins, Keldon Johnson, and Jeremy Sokan, they're all getting, double-digit ownership projected right now currently. No one from the Lakers is getting any love, but I will say, might want to take a look at Dennis Schroeder tonight. San Antonio cannot guard point guards whatsoever. I think Schroeder, out of all the point guards tonight, has the best matchup. Same thing can be said for Trey Jones. The LA Lakers, they're not good at defending point guards. He's only 6,200. Schroeder's 5,600, not getting any love. Doesn't have the best of projections, but I just will say, like, if you looked at kind of what he's done over the last 3 games, like from a micro perspective, outside of yesterday, he was 46 and 49 DK points. He could and those were 2 teams, especially like Portland, that struggle against guards. So this is one of those situations. If you want to take a little stab, I don't mind it whatsoever. Looking at anything else, Anthony Davis is in a good spot, but he's probably not going to get the most of love in regards to like minutes and volume on the floor. So probably going to have to wait till he gets a little bit more healthier and probably a little bit more run. And then Keldon Johnson's probably like the last guy that is in a really good spot here. Lakers, they struggle against guards, shooting guards, point guards. So I think that's pretty much it, man. But I do think the Lakers can still pull one out here. I think if people are going to go San Antonio, it just makes even more sense to go Lakers tonight.
If we like Schrader, how are we not interested in Russ though?
It's the price tag for me. 8,300, and also too with AD now back. I have to see what that looks like because
I thought they played well together.
Not from like a DFS perspective.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking too much betting. I just thought that they actually
he was getting
meshed
his
pretty well
typical,
when LeBron was sitting.
Yeah, I mean, like the synergy was good, but 35 to 40 fantasy points at 8,300 is just not going to do us any justice, right? Still a decent line, especially like when you look at it from a stat book, but I just can't pay that price point, especially when there's other areas that I really like TJ McConnell, Jalen Green, Markelle Fultz, like those guys I have way more upside, and more importantly, they're also cheaper. So
if Tyler's right and LeBron sits, though, is Russell lock?
No, not even then.
Really?
Yeah, no. I can't pay that price point at 8,300. So
wow. Okay.
But I'll take Schroeder, at 56, if I want, one of those late night hammers, but I can't do it.
Okay, so that's why I love doing the show.
And Popovich love each other too.
What was that?
Don't LeBron and Popovich have like this weird relationship where they like love each other too?
Didn't he coach him like 5 times on all those Olympic teams?
I'm pretty sure. I think this is that spot where he's like, "Here, old man, like I'm gonna sit this out for you." And they asked Darvin Ham.
Why would you do that though when you're fighting for a playoff spot?
I mean, but knowing LeBron, like he looks at it right now, his main guy's coming back. They just made a trade. You just lost last game after giving a full effort. Take one game off, and then just from here on out, just push it out. That's my guess, but I could be wrong. They could just go for it right off the bat. I have no
idea. My guess is that he's going to play. I just don't think they can afford for him to sit with how tight this Western Conference is right now.
But we've seen this before in the spot where one of those guys is out for a while. The moment they step back on the floor, the other one's like, it's my turn to take a break.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Of course, we'll be monitoring that injury news at runpuresports.com. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you'll be notified when the Hardwood Live goes show at I can't even speak today, but it's 4:45 Eastern. Chris, are you on there today?
Nah, man, not till Friday. I saw some
Fridays. Okay.
Chat talked about the Farmers tournament over here at Torrey Pines. I think I'm going like later on this week, maybe like round 3 or round 4. But I will say, to close this out, we're only at 55 likes. We got 157 people in here. Can we at least get 69 likes? Like, that's the sweet spot for us. 69. Give us some love so that way we can continue doing this show.
All right. Well, we probably should ask for it a little earlier because we don't have
no, we'll get it.
We'll get it there. CDOM asked for. We're gonna have like 3,000 likes in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I wish. Bro. I wish I had that impact.
Yeah, I mean, if we had more Lakers girls watching, we probably could. But I don't know how many of them tune into this show. Tyler, let's start with you. What's your best bet for the day? Side total or prop?
I'm gonna go back to that Portland game. Give me Anthony Simons over 3.5 threes at plus 106. I think the kid's found his shot again. He's gonna huck a ton of threes. He hit 3 in the first quarter in his last game out. He can cover that prop for us in 1 quarter or even 1.5. So give me that over 3.5 threes.
All right, Chris. Best bet for today: side, total, or prop?
Yeah, I think Atlanta at OKC. Really like.
Interesting, man. Because Tyler liked the other way.
The more I look at that game, before he goes into that, the more I look at that game, I think I am on the wrong side. This is the buy low spot on Atlanta. They're fully healthy. The more I look at it, I think they just kind of walk out on the floor and win that game pretty easily. He's on to something there, Fred.
Let me step back. Break it down, Chris.
Nah, I mean, they're basically fully healthy. If you've looked at like their last 5 or 6 games compared to like the last 10 before that, just a completely different team. The synergy is there. I think the only negative that I would say is Bogdanovic has kind of been struggling off the bench. I mean, if he starts to kind of get back to, being efficient scoring, it just makes them even stronger. So looking forward to seeing kind of how that plays out tonight as well. But fully healthy, the big men are there. Dejounte Murray's kind of come into his own as of late. So, yeah, I think Atlanta's in a great spot here. I think they really do, go into OKC and get the dub easily.
All right, if you like that breakdown, promo code Randone15. Become a member, runpuresports.com. Tyler, I got minus 500. You can guess my best bet. What do you think?
The moment your background changed, I know where you're going. You're going to be like, he's not out. We're taking the Nuggets.
No. Who's below him?
Oh,
who do I love?
I completely forgot about that. I seen it pop. I see it. He's not even on my radar right now, and that background's up spread. All I see is one guy on that background.
You can never travel to Serbia. You know that?
No. We don't want to go over there anyway. I mean,
you don't want to get murdered.
What am I going to do? Go play with Jokic's horse?
Oh, God.
I will stop with that. All right. Well, I thought you were getting that too. Someone could have got the plus 400 off me. Of course, I'm taking the Golden State Warriors. Who do I always bet on, Tyler? I always bet on the Bucks. I always bet on the Warriors. Let's go. I absolutely love it. They're going to be so up for this game tonight. You're going to get a championship caliber performance, and then they can go ahead and fall on their face in the next game because this team doesn't seem capable of caring about anything until April or May. So Warriors minus 3.5.
I want
My
to see
guy
them
Mikey
take on
got
this,
it.
though. Like, is there any athletes like when you just look at them, like no matter how good they are, how they play, like you're like, I just can't stand this guy.
That used to be Brady for me for sure.
See, like it was Peyton Manning for me. I had nothing against him. I just couldn't stand the way he plays, and Jokic has taken that spot for me.
Nah, Jokic is fine with
How
me.
can you not like him? He's so dope.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like him.
I think anyone from the Red Sox usually is for me.
Are you a Yankees guy?
Yeah, I was born in New York, man. That's why.
Why do you like the Lakers?
I'm a Jets fan. I mean, we talked about this, Fred. I'm all New York everything. I'm all New York everything except, obviously my generation, we had LeBron. And so wherever LeBron went, I went.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe James Dolan got a Madison Square Garden, so you hated the Knicks.
No. But prior to LeBron, dude, being a Knicks fan in the 90s was elite with Van Gundy and Larry Johnson, Charlie Ward, Chris Childs. My favorite player was Allen Houston when I was a kid.
Okay.
So
well, it looks like you're following the Anthony Mason workout.
Anthony Mason was a dog, bro.
Dude, he was so tight. I was trying to tell people about him at work, some of the kids. I'm like, the Knicks had this guy. I don't even think he could play basketball or even dribble the ball. He just went out there and just mugged people and grabbed rebounds and gave it to the guards.
Do you remember my boy Chris Dudley? I think he was the only white guy on the team.
Yeah.
Like he dude. Oh man, yeah.
We got to do some sort of bet where the loser has to get an Anthony Mason haircut. Remember how he used to have all those designs in his head?
Yeah. No, I could rock that. And then don't forget Sprewell too. Like, dude, that team that team could. I mean, they got crushed by the Spurs in the finals, but they had a team, man. Like the Knicks rivalry with like the Pacers and the Heat. I don't think people really understand, but like that was bad boy basketball.
Yeah, it was sweet. And the Knicks had a great rivalry in the 90s against Jordan and the Bulls. Those were a lot of fun with Spike Lee out on the court. That was when Spike Lee looked young and like hip, and it didn't look like weird like it is now with like this like 70-year-old man like dressed in all orange. And when I get 70, man, I'm definitely not going to be courtside in any NBA games. All right, there you have it. But Chris, we usually let the guests get us out of here. Words of wisdom for the people before we go.
Yeah, drink your water, man. That's all I got to say today. Drink your water, drink your apple cider vinegar. We got to stay healthy, boys, because we got a long rest of the season, and MLB is upon us. I don't know if you guys get into the MLB streets, but we're not too far away from MLB, boys, and we're gonna make some money this year.
Chris, I started my little like weight loss program, so I can like maybe try to compete with you guys when we go out there in March.
When is the dates, by the way, Spread?
It's St. Patrick's Day weekend, or St. Pat. It's the March Madness.
And it's Cincinnati, Kentucky, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Is that right?
No, Cincinnati's in Ohio.
No, there's a Cincinnati, Kentucky, I thought. Is there not?
I mean, I could be completely wrong on this, but I don't think so.
I think they're right by each other. It's the CVG airport is where we're gonna fly into.
Okay, CVG airport.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my ticket this week. But bro, the worst part about losing weight is you start to lose some and you realize like how much fat you really have on your body. I was like, oh, I'll be able to slim down by the time I get there. Now I'm like 2 weeks in. I'm like, there's no way.
Well, I'm going to Cabo in like 3 weeks for Valentine's Day. So I'm doing a hard thing for the next 3 weeks. And then once I get back from Cabo, I'm doing it again all the way till March. So, I'll be ready.
I think you're a little closer than I was. I December, I just put food in I was sick the whole time.
C-Dub's basically in like a UFC fight camp until March.
Dude, I know that's what I was like basically trying to do to myself. And I'm like, bro, I need more than 8 weeks. Like
he's gonna roll into this event and just be like, give me the ball, everybody out on the floor right now.
Honestly, I will say, like, I love Big T, he's my boy, but I'm just gonna say this, like, I don't care if you were all conference, everything 20 years ago. It's a different time now, bud. And I'm just gonna use strength, and I can shoot, but I mean, I think I just
pretty quick on your feet.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty quick.
I might be leaning C-Dome the more we look at this matchup spread. Because
Like-
when you look back at when Title took him, Title was able to get around him. He tired the big guy out. He can't
That
move.
weird 3
Wait,
triple
so
rule,
what
though.
happened? What happened with Title and him last year?
Title smoked him, but they
Yeah,
had
he
it.
won.
You can only use 3 dribbles, so Big T couldn't post him up.
Wait,
was
you can
kinda
only do
stupid.
3 dribbles?
Yeah, it was dumb. I don't even know
Yeah,
why
I
they
don't
did
get that rule.
That was a terrible rule.
That doesn't wait. So Title beat him 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can only do 3 dribbles, so Big T couldn't back him down. It took away like his best weapon. Big T was way overconfident agreeing to that rule.
Damn. Yeah,
He
that's
was just getting lit up from 3.
He miscalculated because, I thought it made it less entertaining too. I wanted to see Big T back Titletown down. Now that would have been good.
I still say we do the 2v2 tournament.
I
Everybody
need
gets a
2v2
teammate.
because I can't do anything. All I can do is
I'm
help
getting dominated in a 1-on-1 if I get matched
Yeah,
up with a
I
big
am
guy.
too. I want to do some 2-on-2 as well.
Yeah,
I'm throwing elbows. I'm dropping knees. Like I gotta keep myself alive in the post if I'm down there.
Yeah, I think Dunkel, we were DMing each other, and he was saying how me and him are going to take on Big T and JSU, and we'll just take the dub.
That's just.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Yeah, that's game over. Him and Dunkel are going to tower over them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Big T's a big guy, but JSU's like 5'5".
Yeah, I should.
JSU's like super fast though.
Yeah, but what does that do? He's not Russell Westbrook enough.
Yeah, he's not getting away from them before they get behind him to block the shot spread.
Interesting. Oh my gosh, did you hear this comment?
I mean, Mikey can't even get his lighting right when we had him on regular shows. I'd take Mikey on the floor. He probably want to go to tie his shoes.
All right. We'll see. I'll probably play him. I'm just worried. I haven't played for so long. I don't think I can shoot. Like I'm sure I can grab.
I haven't picked up a basketball, and so I picked up.
That's why I'm like I could be a great teammate. I don't know.
I haven't shot it at the hoop in so long. I'm gonna take that first shot, and it's gonna be so bad.
Look at Mikey out here pulling a Floyd Mayweather, calling out the 46-year-old.
How about our guy Davis Spies taking me over Mikey?
Damn, Independence, Kentucky is where we're going.
Yeah, have you ever been there?
Bro, it sounds kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Can you imagine there? You're gonna walk in and instantly be the best dressed man in like a 500-mile radius.
Damn. So this is wild, but I don't see an airport.
It's because it's probably like 2 hours away.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. Damn.
All right.
We'll be picking everybody up from the airport with vehicles, driving them back.
Yeah.
Well,
I need to know the airport because I need to book my ticket, but I don't see that airport.
CVG.
That's not an airport.
It isn't?
Nah.
I thought it was. That's what I was looking at.
It's Cambridge Airport in England.
Spread was trying to send this man across the pond.
Can you imagine that? He steals like Meghan Markle and causes an international incident.
You imagine he calls you, he's like, hey, Spread, I landed at that airport you told me, and I'm in fucking England.
Oh, man. Yeah, I need to get the details, so that's why we'll have to figure it out.
I'm sorry. I thought I had the right one. That's what I thought I was looking up.
Damn.
I have Uncle T's DMs right here. He said CVG.
Yeah, so someone needs to give me these details because they're looking a little bit weird over here, bro. I don't know about this Midwest life. That's different.
Richie Small says C-Dom's going to be the only one not in platinum.
Yeah, I know. He's going to look so sharp.
I do. I'll be wearing that Joe Burrow game day material walking in.
Oh, shit.
What else do we do there besides, play basketball? We playing golf, right?
I don't know. Are you good at golf? I assume because you're going to Torrey Pines.
Yeah, bro. I'm an athlete, bro. Let's ride.
I mean, I'll shank the ball a couple different directions.
Do you think you could beat me at tennis?
Tennis? I don't really play tennis. I played pickleball.
But you're an athlete, bro. Let's ride.
I mean, I'll play, bro. Listen, if there's one thing that I will say, I never back down from a challenge. Even if I know I might get the L, I'll still compete because at the end of the day, can't be scared.
I'll take you in esports. I'll fucking kill you in Call of Duty, C-Dome.
Yeah.
Esports.
Yeah, I don't play esports, bro.
Esports.
But I told Big T that if we went to a baseball field, I would strike him out. He wouldn't hit a bomb off me. And then bowling, I'll beat anyone in bowling. If you guys want to take on that challenge.
You'll beat me at bowling.
I usually just throw the ball around the lane and let it decide what it's going to do.
Yeah, my average is like a 215, 220.
Are you serious?
I went back to I almost went to college, full ride. I went back-to-back state
They
championships.
have bowling scholarships?
Yeah, bro. Bowling's huge for college.
Sedum was going to be that guy from that video where he's like, "Who do you think you are? I am."
Yeah, that's Pete Weber. Yeah,
what's your handicap, Sedum? See, I don't have to do the other show today. We got time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Spread is he wants to take on guys in bowling. Our guy Joey Works a bowler. We'll say.
Oh yeah, Joey Work could give you a challenge. Joey Work's really good too.
Yeah, no, that would be dope. It would be dope to play someone competitively in bowling for sure. I would be down. I don't back down from bowling challenges. That's for sure.
Well, I think tennis might be the only sport I could beat you at, and even then, I'd have to go practice. But that was my best sport when I was younger.
Yeah, no, I would play a set with you in tennis. You probably smoke me though.
I don't know. I haven't played so long. Like I went out there this weekend, and it's been a while. And I'm way slower than I used to be. So like things that seem easy.
Who do you play against?
When I went out this weekend, it was just me and my girlfriend hitting the ball around. I hadn't played in over 2 years.
Do you guys like do some like kinky bets? If you win, she's got to do something for you.
No, I don't live that cool life like you do, Sedum.
Come on, bro. You gotta spice up, bro. Whenever you play your girl on something, like you gotta like, even if I play like my girl on like Flip Cup or like beer pong or something, like I'm always putting something there on the table. She actually just started playing her first DFS lineup last week. She cashed, but we made a bet against each other. If her lineup beat my lineup, then obviously like you gotta do some fun.
You better have given her 10-1.
What?
Like you mean you're like a DFS expert, and you're like,
yeah, like no, but like
making her play head to heads, and he's running an optimizer.
No,
did you at least give her access to SaberSim?
No. But I give her advice though. Like she actually this weekend she had a solid lineup. She had like Hurts, Gainwell, Etienne, but then she had like Buffalo like in the mix. But she had like Goddard, and she had AJ Brown instead of Devontae Smith, and then she had the rest like trash. But I mean, it was solid compared to like a lot of other.
She's texting you like 2v2s now.
No. We don't get like that. Nah, she'll ask me how the lineup did. I'll show her it, and then she's like, we got a little.
So what was she using? I've asked girls if they want to make one before, and they have like no interest at all.
She just asked me, and then she also asked for the spreadsheet. I have a certain spreadsheet that I give to my boys and stuff like that they use for DFS, and then it's pretty helpful.
Interesting. Well,
yeah.
All right. Well, this is a fun ending to the show.
Yeah. You got to make bets with your girl though, Spread. Like it creates more passion and like kind of like sexiness in the relationship.
Okay, I think I will. I think with the tennis, it was just like I want her to be able to do it, so I don't want to like go out there and like smoke her the first time and then she won't want to play again. Like I want to make it like kind of like a fun activity. Because the great thing about tennis is it's like a cool vacation thing, right? Because you go to the most high class places, right? There's usually like nice ass courts. Like in fact, there's a spot I like to go in Tahoe. They have like a tennis court on the roof. It's just like so fun to go up there and play, So yeah, I definitely just wanted to do it there. But Nadesifies with you. You guys are getting all this kinky stuff going.
Yeah, bro. And then you know what? Give her like a drink or two before the match, and then it just makes it even more fun. And then afterwards, like you end up, getting some surprises. I'm
surprised you don't have 5 kids already, Sedum. This is unbelievable stuff. I can't believe we're giving away this stuff away for free. This should be a members only show at this point, Chris. With all the great knowledge you're giving. I don't even know how to get us out of here now, Tyler. I don't even know how to end the show.
We went a lot longer than I expected. I'll say that.
Nah, man. Hey, you know what? We got 71 likes. We did it, so we can end it off on that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's what? 2 p.m. Eastern, Tyler?
Yep, 2 p.m. Me, you, and Kurt. Unless Kurt's Kurt's laptop is still flying down the street from when he frisbeed it out the window last week.
Man, oh my gosh, having Kurt on is so much fun. Did you do shows with Kurt at all, Sedum?
I think I've done one with him, but that dude, he's Kurt's a wild man.
Yeah.
He's a wild.
I can't wait to see how he does in the sports. You guys are both offensive linemen, and we'll see who can block better. So, all right, before we go another half hour, I'm going to end it now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Make sure you head on over, become a member, runpuresports.com. If you haven't already, rectify your mistake. Get that good mojo, hit the thumbs up, and you too will run pure.